guys, Constance here at A Good Life Farm. So I'm getting ready to go out and do a little bit of work in the garden. I think I'm going to have to pin my hair up because it's probably getting warm out there already, but getting ready to go out there. But first I wanted to address something that I've been getting a lot of questions about, and that is the water filter that you can see back there next to the shelf behind me here. I've had many people ask me if that's a Berkey filter, and if you're not familiar with the Berkey filters are a gravity-fed system where you pour water into the top canister and it runs through a water filter down into the bottom, and then you've got the little spout that you can fill your water bottles and things like that with. And the filters that these things have are very, very good. You can take any fresh water from a pond, from a ditch, whatever. You can run it through the filters and you can actually drink the water on the other side. Now it's great for emergencies, but also if your water where you live isn't the greatest, maybe it's got some contaminants in there or it has a lot of chlorine or whatever, you can run it through the filter and clean that out and have good water on the other side. Now mine isn't actually made by Berkey. It's a completely different company called Alexapure, and either way these systems aren't cheap. They're a little pricey, but the big Berkey, which is a 2 1/4 gallon filter system, that's the same size as the one that I have here. That one costs, I think it's like around $300 for that size system. They have different sizes. They've got little mini ones for travel and they've got really super big ones, but it's about $300. And back when I was doing my reading on them, it looked like in order to have water that had everything removed, including fluoride and super small molecular sized things, that you had to purchase an additional filter to run through the Berkey. So that means an additional cost on top of what you're already paying for the filtration system. But then additionally, when it comes time to change out the filter, it's going to cost more every time too, because you have to buy that extra second filter for the system. And when I was doing my reading on it, I checked out the Alexapure system and realized that their standard filter that comes with it already does all of that. And so you don't have to buy a second filter to get that second level of everything out, because the Alexapure one does it to begin with. And so it's a little bit of a cost saver because you're only having to buy one filter instead of 2 filters to go inside the system. But additionally, the system itself costs a little bit less to begin with. It's still not cheap, but it's less than the Berkey one. And I purchased mine from mypatriotsupply.com. This is not a sponsored post or anything like that, but I've had a lot of questions about the system that everyone has seen back here, and I'm all about sharing information, especially if it's going to save you some money. If you've been wanting to get a Berkey or something like that, you might want to check out the Alexapure and just see if you think that might be a little bit better fit for you, because it definitely, to me, was a better fit for my wallet. And I just looked on their website right now. This system that I have is on sale for $199. And so it's definitely a good deal. It's 2/3 the price of a Berkey of the same size. And then, like I said, the filter that comes with it already does all the things that the double filter system would do in the Berkey. It gives out 99.9999% of all the contaminants in the water. We're talking heavy leads, pesticides, chemicals, chlorine, pharmaceuticals, because there's a lot of water systems, community city systems that actually have pharmaceuticals that have, you know, been flushed down toilets or whatever, and that are going through their water reclamation and all of that and are ending up back in the faucets. So people are getting trace amounts of pharmaceuticals in their water, and to me that's a little bit terrifying, because what are you getting, you know? So I really like having something like this in the house that I don't have to worry about the water that we're drinking. And I actually have 2 different water filtration systems. I'll talk about the other one a different time, but I just wanted to share this one specifically just because I've had so many questions recently about it. So it's not a Berkey, it's an Alexa Pure Pro, and does the same thing. All right, so now I'm gonna head out into the garden and probably do some sweating. Hey guys, so I'm on the road. I am on my way to Wisconsin, currently attempting to get into Nashville, to go through Nashville, and as you can see by the background here, I ain't even hardly moving. Yep, this is the one thing I was worried about, was Nashville, because it's the only real big city that I'll be hitting on the trip, and hitting it at 8 o'clock in the morning, the worst time to be coming into Nashville. It's been nothing but stop and go traffic, non-stop, stop and go. But on the bright side, in about 8 minutes I can get into the HOV lane. Maybe that'll help, but probably not, because that lane keeps stopping too. Good morning. So you've probably noticed that I'm in a little bit different area than where I usually do my vlogging. It is very early. Well, not super early, but it's early. And I am up here at my parents', and I'm on my trip to Wisconsin. It was a long drive yesterday. It wasn't too awful bad, but I did hit that traffic in Nashville, which I was dreading. I had a feeling it was going to happen. It was just the wrong time of day to be traveling through Nashville, but what can you do about it? But the rest of the trip was uneventful, and I made it the whole 567 miles without incident. So I got here last night, and my parents have kind of routines of things that they do. And last night we went to a sports bar in Janesville, Wisconsin, that my parents go to, I guess, on a weekly basis. And here's the thing. When you are from Wisconsin, or you live in Wisconsin, when there's a Packers game on, it's practically a state holiday. And last night was, I guess, a 100-year anniversary of sorts, and it was the Packers versus Chicago Bears, which is like this long-time rivalry. And so they ended up having that game on last night, first game of the season, I guess, and so it was kind of a big deal. And so the sports bar was doing all sorts of events and stuff for that, so it was nice. I had a very delicious bourbon bacon burger with no bun, of course, and some sweet potato fries. It was delicious, but it was a good evening, and got home, got back here, and cleaned up and went straight to bed because I was exhausted from the long drive. Don't have much of a plan for today, but I do want to remind everybody, if you happen to be in southern Illinois or northern Wisconsin, I will be having my meetup tomorrow at the coffee shop in downtown Beloit, Wisconsin. And I have a Facebook event with all of the details. and I will link that down below. So if you are interested, come on out and meet me. I'll be there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be there for a couple of hours. And so if there's anyone who would love to come see me, here's your opportunity while I'm in the Midwest. That is it for today. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and get this edited and uploaded and all of that good stuff. And I'm going to enjoy my coffee. Thanks for coming along with me, and I'll talk to y'all next time.